No one paid much attention to Liana when she walked the halls of Ridge Valley High. Her shoulders were always slightly hunched, her eyes focused on the ground, and her voice, when she did speak, was barely above a whisper. She sat at the back of the class, avoided making eye contact, and kept her lunch breaks to herself under the tall oak tree near the far end of the field. To the students around her, she was invisible. But to a certain group of bullies, she was an easy target. It started small. A rude comment here. A sly trip in the hallway there. Then the notes began. Crumpled messages shoved into her locker. Why don't you speak up, mouse, or do you even exist? Liana never responded. She just tightened her grip on her books and kept moving. The bullies mistook her silence for weakness. Among the bullies was Brielle, the loudest girl in school with a following of kids who would laugh at anything she said. She prided herself on being the queen bee of Ridge Valley, feared more than respected. One afternoon, when their usual group gathered near the lockers, Brielle spotted Liana walking by, clutching her books tightly to her chest. "Hey, ghost girl!" Brielle shouted. "Why so scared all the time?" "Boo!" Her friends cackled. Liana didn't flinch. She just kept walking. That annoyed Brielle more than any insult could have. "Oh, we're doing the silent treatment now," she sneered. "Let's see if you'll stay quiet after this." In front of a growing crowd, Brielle reached out and knocked the books from Liana's hands. They scattered across the floor. Students turned to watch, some amused, some uncomfortable. Liana slowly bent to pick up her books, her hair falling like a curtain over her face. Brielle stepped on one of them. "Oops," she smiled. "Didn't see it there." Then something shifted. Liana stood up, calmly. Not angrily. Not shaken. She brushed her hands off and looked Brielle directly in the eyes for the first time. And in that second, something in her gaze made the crowd go quiet. It was steady. Focused. Controlled. "Don't," Liana said. Just one word. Soft, but firm. The crowd murmured. Brielle laughed nervously. "Don't what?" she said mockingly. "What are you gonna do, mute girl? Cry?" What happened next stunned everyone. Brielle reached out to shove her again, but Liana moved. Swiftly. Smoothly. She sidestepped the shove with the ease of someone who had trained for years. Her hand shot out, not violently, but with precision, and gently locked Brielle's arm in a way that twisted her balance. Brielle stumbled and landed hard on her knees. Liana didn't hit her. She didn't scream. She simply looked down at Brielle and said, "This is your last warning." Gasps filled the hallway. Brielle scrambled to her feet, shocked and embarrassed. What the hell was that? Mr. Davies, a nearby teacher, rushed over. "What's going on here?" Brielle pointed at Liana, still stunned. She attacked me." The crowd, however, spoke the truth. "No, sir," one student said. Brielle pushed her first. "She just defended herself," said another. Mr. Davies looked at Liana. "Is that true?" Liana nodded, but before she could say anything, Brielle suddenly stepped forward, her voice trembling. "What are you? Some kind of freak?" Liana took a deep breath. "I've been training in Taekwondo since I was 6. I never wanted to use it. But that doesn't mean I don't know how." Silence. The bullies, once towering over her, now looked like children caught doing something wrong. One of Brielle's followers muttered, "We didn't know." "That's the problem," Liana said, looking at all of them. "You never cared to know. You thought I was weak because I was quiet. But you forgot that strength doesn't always shout." Later that day, Liana was called to the principal's office. Not for punishment, but for appreciation. Several students had come forward, not just to back her story, but to share their own experiences of being bullied and staying silent. Liana's quiet resistance had given them a voice. As for Brielle, she faced consequences, not just from the school, but socially. Students who once laughed at her jokes began keeping their distance. She tried to regain control, but the truth had been seen. And once seen, it couldn't be unseen. Liana didn't become the most popular girl overnight. She didn't want to. She still ate lunch under the oak tree, but she wasn't alone anymore. Students joined her. Talked to her. Listened. One afternoon, a younger girl approached her nervously. "Hi. I saw what happened the other day. I get bullied too. Can you teach me how to defend myself?" Liana smiled softly and nodded. "I can teach you more than that," she said. "I can teach you how to stand tall, even when they try to make you feel small." The message was clear: never mistake silence for weakness. Sometimes, the strongest people are the ones who've stayed quiet the longest, until it's time to speak in the only language bullies understand: courage, discipline, and self-respect.